I'm Shea.
And I'm Shealyn.
And this is Shea Scare Lounge. And today we are doing Psycho.
Kind of the remake and the original.
Okay, I have to say this. I never saw Psycho ever. Like, not the original, not the... No, none of it. I've never seen any of it until last week.
What?
That's when I watched it. And I know the premise of the story. Spoilers if you've never seen Psycho. Well, where you've been living under a rock. There's references everywhere, even in Scream.
I know.
I was waiting for Shealyn to jump in with that one.
I will eventually.
I beat you. Beat you to it. So Alfred Hitchcock moved from 1960, and then they remade it in 1998. Your favorite year.
Just fantastic.
Also, what I thought was super interesting, and so I watched the first one, the original, black and white. Then I watched the remake literally right after. This was like, just jump right in. I don't recommend that.
Because it's literally the same movie word for word.
Same script, same frame by frame. There's some added things.
Yeah.
But it for frame. And the director, Gus Van Sant, wanted to do that. He specifically was like, no, we're not. Which, you know what? I got to be honest. We're not. I love it. I love that he did that.
Yeah, rather than just trying to remake someone's film and change it. And I actually like that they just kind of colorized it literally, but also like for 1998 made it a little different, but
modernized it just like a hair.
A little bit, because I feel like her style and like Vince Vaughn, all the wardrobe's still very...
It's still like very 60s. I was a little confused. Like, it's supposed to be modern, but then I mean, I love all of her outfits. Like, she's just super adorable in the entire... I'm like, I want that dress.
Oh my gosh, her earrings, everything. Like, she's adorable.
Super adorable. And I was like, is it still supposed to be in the 60s, or are we...
I think that was during the time in 98 where it was like a 60s throwback. I remember I had a lot of like handbags and dresses that were reminiscent of that era as well. So I think it was just, that was what was happening in 1998 or, you know.
No, I did. I actually really enjoyed the frame by frame, because I know we all know I hate remakes and reboots. Hate them. Not a fan. Unless it's like, unbeknownst to me, it was made in like 1912, and then
I'm wearing a reboot, a reboot shirt for you.
Thank you.
Which I hate.
Yeah, we've covered quite a few. It, Amityville Horror, The Shining. What else did we cover? Oh, and our best one yet was Night of the Demons, where you watched the wrong one.
Loved it though. Love the remake on that one.
So, you know, when you watch these reboots and remakes, which I had to then go look up, what's the difference between a remake and a reboot?
Yeah, what is it?
Not much.
I think I know. But I think a remake should be direct remake,
closer,
right? Like,
related to it.
Yeah, not so much like this one where it's literally the same script just with different people. But
and I think a reboot is like a whole retelling of it in a different way or something.
Yeah, like different angle or a different plot a little bit, but still.
Either way, I hate that
first film. Yeah, no, I agree. And there's certain films, like if they ever remake Jaws, I'm gonna like protest with a picket sign, you know, and certain movies should never be touched, but they seem to love to do that in Hollywood.
What I did enjoy is the little touches. Like, now that I've read all these behind the scene added things that I really didn't notice in the movie. I mean, I noticed there were some odd things that were different, like the part where, well, first of all, you see butts and you see a little more nudity than you would have in 1960.
Oh yeah.
For example,
they couldn't show anything. Although I think I see her butt in 1960.
You see,
it shows the above
some skin, and so I guess it made a lot of people crazy with Janet Leigh. What's her name? Janet Leigh, right? Janet Leigh was wearing the boosty, the bra, the massive, like, it made her boobs look great. I'm not gonna lie, I want a bra like that.
Yeah,
I want like a hunky, crazy, massive triangle bra that's like
the pointy tits. And she was really cute. You know, she's Jamie Lee Curtis's mom. Which, you know, this is, I never realized that Jamie Lee, like, Lee's not her middle name. That's just her two last names, because her dad's Tony Curtis and her mom is Janet Leigh. So that's Jamie Lee Curtis. I just always thought Leigh
it's spelled differently though. She spells it differently.
Oh, okay. It is. I thought her name was spelled that way. Oh, so maybe it is her middle name. They just did that. I think it's her middle name, and it's like a
throwback to her mom, but they spelled it L-E-E. Janet Leigh is adorable in this movie. Yeah. And you know the premise is she goes to the Bates Motel, she dies in the shower, and it's like he's the mom or whatever at the end. But like the little bits that were different, like Gus Van Sant, there's as we know, Alfred Hitchcock does cameos in all his movies. So I don't know if you noticed where the cameo was in the original. She walks into the real estate office. He's in the window outside facing the street. So there's like real quick blink and you miss it. Gus Van Sant got a lookalike of Alfred Hitchcock, put him in the same spot, and Gus Van Sant standing in front of him, and Alfred Hitchcock is scolding him.
That's cute.
When they walk in, I was like, "That's cute."
I like that a lot. I like Gus Van Sant. He did one of my favorite movies, To Die For. I don't know if you ever saw
that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I just thought it was so. He got a lot of flack for this because he was exactly like the movie frame for frame. But even Alfred Hitchcock's daughter was like, if her dad was alive, he would have done the same thing. He would have made the exact same movie, frame by frame, but been able to do a little bit more that he wanted to do in 1960, but they didn't have the technology to do that.
And so just different rules back then. Yes. I think I read that like they showed a toilet, and that was the first time there'd ever been a toilet or a toilet flush on the sound screen, of the toilet flush on screen. So that's wild.
Well, because it's a disgusting sound. What do you want?
I like the sound of toilet flushing. I don't like the sound of a toilet not flushing like that. I don't like the sound when it's overflowing. That sound. I'd rather hear it flush. I don't like.
Now I'm going to post a picture of when you went to the hotel and plugged up the toilet. That's good. I'm gonna put that picture.
Wait, which one?
In like Vegas or where you went.
When I knocked the picture off the wall?
Yes, that one.
That was not my fault. But I have stuffed up many toilets by flushing things that shouldn't go down the toilet.
So
I follow
the
no rules.
Version has Anne Heche, who recently passed, has Vince Vaughn, who I was pleasantly surprised with his performance. I mean, he's a good actor. He's got the chops, I believe. I mean, he can play. He did get typecasted in the 90s of like the rom-com goofy dude. Yeah. But this movie is pretty good.
He does great as like the creepy Norman Bates.
Yes, he does creepy very well. He does. And I was worried because he's like 500 feet tall. He's like the Jolly Green Giant.
But he's like awkwardly tall in it. It's like it works for the character, and
it does.
The original Norman Bates was tall too. He wasn't a short
Anthony
guy.
Perkins. He didn't.
Yeah,
is he tall?
Anthony Perkins, Psycho. You remember? That's the Scream line. He's like, we all go a little mad sometimes.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Yes,
I think of that often when I'm about to lose it. But there's a lot of good one-liners in this movie. A boy's best friend is his mother.
Right.
A son is a poor substitute for a lover, which always grosses me out. Or a poor excuse for a lover. Also gross.
I think a substitute is the correct one, right? Oh.
Yeah, one of those. Either way, disgusting. But true. But yeah, I thought they did a great job. I bought this movie on VHS. Was one of like the used ones from Blockbuster, probably in 99. This came out in 98, so 99.
Right.
And so I had only ever seen this one, and I always liked it. I just liked the whole feel of it and like the fashion and everything in it. I always really liked this one. And then I had seen the original, but I actually like sat down and watched it recently, and it's also great. I mean, they're both the same movie, but
it's literally the same movie.
I know. I was surprised because for some reason I hadn't realized that because I had watched them a little, time had
separated
passed between, like years. So I didn't realize it was literally word for word until last week. I'm watching both, and I was like, "What?" I'm reciting the, dialogue, and I don't know the film that well. I was like, "What?"
But, I was like, "It's the same script." Like I thought, it blew my mind. Is this like the only movie that movie I've ever seen that's done that? Is this the only movie that's frame by frame, the exact same? although there's little bits, blink and you miss it, things that are different. I mean, and they tried to modernize it. Like she steals $40,000 in the 1960s, and
they have to
400,000
adjust for inflation and everything. But I would be tempted to run away with the money as well. Don't ever give me $400,000.
Here, hold this.
Probably do the same thing.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so she takes off and she goes and ends up running into the Norman Bates thing. And
she wants to be her loser boyfriend. Guy sounds like a loser. He's like not even divorced yet and living in the back of the store.
Like some. Is he Southern, or was because the original movie he wasn't Southern, but we did give him an accent in this one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it sounds like
Viggo Mortensen.
Isn't Fairville in California? Like, why would he have an accent? But yeah.
I think he wears a cowboy hat at one time too. I don't know. It was a little
artistic,
weird
expression.
Some artistic liberties with my character here. So William H. Macy was super excited to work with Gus Van Sant. He had said like I would redo the phone book if he wanted me to, just to work with him. Now there's that scene because he plays the detective. Also, my beef with the movies are who just walks into people's houses. Is that a big thing?
Yeah.
In the 60s, in like you just walk in it. Who does that?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just gonna go in. Like who?
Well, I think they were less like strict on warrants and stuff, so people probably did do that. You know.
Everyone is just wandering up into this house. It's got 5 million steps to get to. I would have been winded by the time I got to the top. And then then he goes up more stairs. I'm like, who are these people? And so then, Mrs. Norman Bates kills him. And Mrs. Bates killed him. And he wanted to jump, fall down the stairs to make the fall more believable. But I guess Van Sant said, no, that's not how it was in the original. We're going to do it as the original. So it's like this fake fall.
Yeah, with the like flashes.
Yes. It's like a half naked lady and a mask,
and like the slash of the face. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did know they did a flash for every time we saw a murder happen. Because when Anne Heche is in the shower, there's 2 flashes of like a thunderstorm going through or whatever. And I was like, okay, there was no reason for that. He didn't say why he did that. He just
he's just artsy. I'm more so get anxiety watching him clean up the blood. Not in the first one. In the first one, most of the blood goes down the drain. But
I didn't see any blood in the first.
No, that's what I mean. Like they left it, and it shows a little bit. The water's a little,
like very little.
Yeah. Compared to the second one, where I'm like, why doesn't he just rinse it off with the shower? Like then he's just getting the mop in there, but then he throws the mop in the car, so it makes sense to get rid of all that.
Yeah. But, well, obviously he's very good at cleaning up after himself.
So what's his deal? Like, okay, so he hasn't murdered before, right? Like he just decides. He murdered the mom and the boyfriend or the stepdad. Right. But he hadn't murdered like a hotel guest. He would just like jerk off to them or something, right? Like he had his little
Well, according to the guy at the end, the psychiatrist, who explains then what is wrong with him. He's got split personality and he's taken over the personality of his mom, and that's what's happening. So now he's his mom, and that's it. That personality won. He describes it as he felt that because he felt sexually attracted to her, and there's a peephole where he's masturbating, which is not in the original, by the way.
Definitely could do that. If you can't do a flushing toilet, I don't think you can do that. I hinted at them.
Anthony Perkins masturbate. So he finds her very attractive, and he feels sexually like, I want to do stuff with you. But then his other personality is like, no, that's bad, and so then he kills her.
Bad boy.
Because of that. Now, had he done it before? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe he hasn't had very pretty women. No Anne Heche type or Janet Leigh type has come by.
That's why, because he makes that decision when he asks her where she's from, and she's like Los Angeles, and then he chooses number 1. Like he was going to another one, And then I guess he's like, oh, she must look good naked if he's from LA, you know, like, what is that about? But that happens in both films. So it was just, you know, same idea. So maybe that's what clicked in his head, like, oh, maybe. Now I want this woman.
Also, because Van Sant noticed a mistake in the original where they just walk into the rooms, like not use a key to get in. So he did the exact same thing in his. He's like,
I don't think they'd be locked, honestly. There's like nothing out there, you know, no one's passing by or anything. So I don't know if they would be locked, but yeah, he's, I don't know, he's on a next level of like loneliness. But then she finds out after talking to him, he's always lonely. Like, it's not just because there's nobody coming into there. He has no friends, and he's just, you know, she doesn't even realize there's no mom.
Spare time.
Yeah, she thinks he at least has his mom. Come to find out, he is the mom. So, you know,
because she died years ago, and he dug her up.
Yeah,
because he's a
and now he wears
lonely person who is a mama's boy and needs his mom there.
So he didn't kill the mom? She died?
I know he did. They did say at the end that she killed him. Yeah, because he was like she started having this relationship with this other man. Yeah. And I guess he felt like jaded or something because his dad died. So then he was the man of the house. And so all her attention went to him. But then now she found this other man. And so he poisoned both of them and tried to make it look like a murder suicide or something.
Yeah. So he's a little off his
slightly.
He's not really a good guy. He comes off as like just kind of a, you know, a little innocent weirdo, but no.
Right. He comes off very innocent,
kind of a bad guy.
And he's not.
No. Yeah. And what he brings her like sandwich and milk, like that's like the lamest meal.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna make some sandwiches. I'm like, and she's just eating bread. Have you noticed? Like, she's not eating a sandwich. She's literally just eating a slice of bread.
Well, and H, there's a sandwich, but the original one, she's like picking off the bread.
Picking out the bread.
You know, when he makes the like, you eat like a bird comment, but she's eating off bread. And H has this, it's like a triangle cut sandwich, but she never actually bites it, I don't think. She's more playing with it and then realizes she should stop talking to this guy because like he's getting real defensive about the mom. Which she should know not to be talking crap about somebody's mom when you've just met the person. Like, hello. Maybe don't open with that he should run away and leave or put his mom in a home, which is like what she's hinting at.
Or like who does that? I've just met you. Let me tell you,
judge
put your mom in a home.
Yeah, and run away. You know, it's like.
It's like, clearly that's your MO because that's what you did with $400,000.
Yeah. Well, and then she slips up and says her actual name when she's going to bed. She says Crane. And she also mentions going back to Phoenix when she said she was from LA. So he knows she's full of crap and probably that she's either running away from something or, you know, maybe no one's gonna miss her.
Yeah. So. I mean, I love that he's like, oh no, he didn't keep the $400,000. What?
I know. Because he didn't even notice.
But you picked it up to throw it in the car. Did you
was more preoccupied, I think, with cleaning. He almost opens it. That's the best part. But I don't know. He probably would have just thrown it away anyway. What does he need money for? Like,
I guess.
You know, I guess to buy food maybe. But this guy has like I guess for his taxidermy maybe. But
well, he did say
a hobby should pass your time, not fill it.
That part of it is, you know, expensive is some of the supplies for the taxidermy. Yeah. I'm actually surprised he didn't try to do a taxidermy to like, you know, Anne Heche and be like, okay.
Well, he can't because somebody was probably going to come looking. But he slips up, you know, and he says, oh, no one's been here. And then he's like, oh, there was just a couple here last week. So William H. Macy figures out this guy, there's something not right,
little off with him. And so, you know, Abacross, what else his name? The detective
Abacross,
something some weirdo
name.
He's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go talk to your mom, and then he freaks out, and well, that's how he died. So
because then he would discover he would discover that there is no mom, or there is, she's this. And whereas, you know, the actual mom is him, you know, when he has a split personality come out. So Yeah, and that's a great ending reveal where there is no mom, and like that's a really great ending to a movie. Probably one of the best.
It was. There is a scene, and it's very slight, like, again, blink and you miss it in the original, where the mom is like stabbing her in the shower.
Yeah.
And there's one moment where you see her torso, and it's like the knife stabs in just like a hair, which everyone is claiming, no, that's not in there. But if you pause it in the right spot, you can see it's gone in a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was just Alfred Hitchcock, throwing that in there as a little up yours to all the people who had a big fit. Because they wanted him to cut that part out.
And there is an overhead shot of her naked in the shower, which I was really shocked because I was trying to figure out I'm always curious, like, is the person wearing pasties or something, or is she actually naked?
Yes. So Janet Leigh did a interview where they called it Hays Code. Okay, there's still the Hays Code, which was a censorship program. It was not possible to really show what you've got, which I was actually surprised for 1960 they had her in a bra, like majority of the movie. Really surprised me.
Yeah.
And so then the opening, she's in half a slip and a bra. Clearly she's not going to take off more than that because the censorship would have freaked out. But she wore moleskin over her vital parts, as she said.
Oh, okay.
And as much as you think you saw something, you never really saw anything.
Yeah, I think I saw the top of her butt crack, though. I did. Hey, and even if she's wearing moleskin, like filming that, she's pretty much nude. So that, takes a lot. But there's probably only like 3 other people in there, like camera guy, director, and, one other person.
And whoever's stabbing her. Yes.
Yeah, whoever's fake stabbing. They'll do a close
whoever is actually stabbing
intimate
her.
scenes. Yeah. But no, for the 60s it seemed very like ooh ah. But then again, I watched Rosemary's Baby because I love it, and I mean they're showing nudity, and that was what 68 or something like that.
A lot happens in 8 years.
Yeah,
I mean she was the first to flush a toilet.
Yeah.
It was a
scale
on that. You flush a toilet,
turning
now
into a different, different era was happening.
It started with a toilet flush. That's what happened.
Yeah, it all started. That was downhill.
Started. Downhill
you can
after
blame
that.
The fall of society's morals on the flush of the toilet.
And the flush of the toilet from Psycho. That's where I'm going to put the blame on that. In the original, Norman Bates, Alfred Hitchcock's daughter is the girl that takes the tranquilizers for her wedding.
Oh, really?
That's his daughter. Yes.
Later, it's Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife.
Yes. I was actually really surprised by how many people I recognized in the remake. I was
pretty much everyone. I feel like everybody has been in something else. Like even the car dealership guy, I've seen him before. The cop who pulls her over. Like I feel like I've seen all these people before.
Which creeped me out because the cop in the remake looks like spitting in, like it's the same dude from the original. I'm like, dude, they cloned him. That's creepy.
Yeah. No, it's really great casting. Like
yes.
Everything. Like it's just from his mouth where it shows like, just that part of it. Like I swear it was the same guy.
I know. I was like, you're the same dude. That's creepy. But like just like everybody, Julianne Moore, who actually made her sister character a little more vicious. She's a little more mean. And then the other one. This one she was gonna cut Norman Bates' head off with an axe herself. So
she's tough. She's a 1998 woman, different. Women weren't allowed to be as forward in the 60s, unfortunately. So a lot happened in 98.
See Julianne Moore? Do you want to mess with her? No. She played Miss Sterling and Starling in part 2. So don't want to mess with her. She kick your ass.
She's a badass in Big
with her fiery red hair. Kick your ass. All right, so I give it out of 5. I guess we'll do knives. We'll do. I give it 4.5 out of 5 for both of them.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I was like leaning towards 4, but it's really like such a solid movie.
Oh, it's solid, and I love that he copied the original.
Yeah,
I just love that so much.
Yeah, and he did it really well. Yeah, I'm gonna say 4.5 as well. Such a classic, the original and then the remake.
Exactly.
Solid movies.
Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, like, subscribe, share, ring the little bell, leave us a message. You know, whatever. Follow us, do stuff, whatever. Until next time.
Watch Psycho.
Yes, both of not back to back, because then it's repetitive.
The same movie. Yeah. Split it up by like a month. It'll be fine.
Or like a year, whatever. Bye.
And scene.
I love it. And scene. Okay. Yes. If anyone's with you for 5 minutes, they know you're a weirdo.
How dare you?
Whatever. We share the same weirdness.
Yeah.
Although oddly, your weirdness is like cooler than my weirdness, but whatever.
Because I play with my boobs.
Obviously. You
need to start playing with your boob more.
Is that it? Is that it?